Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video we will be creating a two-tone rib beanie. This one is one that I have that I've worked on. It uses a foundation chain and then a half double crochet. I'll be using for this one these two colors right here. We can go ahead and get started. In order to start this project, I'll be doing a two-toned beanie, but you don't have to do two colors if you don't want to. You can go ahead and just do one color like this one. I'll be using these two Premier yarns. They are both a medium 4-weight yarn. And then I'll also be using a 4.25 millimeter hook, which is a size 6 or a G hook. So to go ahead and start that foundation chain, I'll be doing a slip knot and then chaining 3 to start. And then we'll be going back into that very first chain, pulling up a loop, pulling through 1, and then pulling through 2. And then we'll just be repeating that until we have 41. I went ahead and finished the 41 foundation chains, and then I'm comparing it to this other beanie that I made, and it should be around the same length as this one. So once I have that, I'll be chaining 1, and this is the front of the foundation chain, and we'll just be going back down this way. So I'll go ahead and chain 1, and we'll also be working only in the back loops. So in this back loop only, we'll be doing a half double crochet, and then we'll be continuing that all throughout the rest of the row. This first row might be a little bit hard to see, but it will get easier as we go. So I'll finish this row. I can go ahead and meet you back here once I'm done. Okay, so now I'm at the end of this row, and I just wanted to show you that we have a little bit of ribbing here. I don't know if you can tell yet, but also for this row, now we have a clear braid that we can start working into the back loops. So we have this tail right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and weave this in so that we don't have to do it at the very end. And the way I'm gonna do that is just pull this loop up a little bit, insert my hook into these 3 loops, and then grab the tail and pull it through so that it's here. And then I'll chain 1 to start the next row, flip my work, and then continue into back loops. So make sure you don't miss this first one. And as we go, we'll be grabbing that tail and just bringing it along with us. And now that tail that we had is completely gone. So you can skip that step at the very end of your project. I'm gonna go ahead and continue this for 20 rows. And after that, we can do the color change, and I'll show you how to do that once I get there. Okay, so I am finishing up row 20. I'll show you guys how to do that color change. Okay, so I have this last stitch here, pull up a loop, I'll be grabbing my gray yarn. Into that same spot where I pulled up this loop, I'm going to go ahead and put my hook through again and pull up this one. And this will be my color switch. Pull up that one, and then I can go ahead and pull this blue back, and that shouldn't come undone. So I'll be cutting off the blue, and then I'll be tying these two together. Let's do two. I'm going to pull them into my work before I get started on the row. Like that. And then I can go ahead and chain one here. And I can start working, flipping my work, and then working into that very first chain again. Doing my double crochet. And then I can work in these tails as I go. And remember, we're still working only into the back loops. So this is what it's looking like so far with that color change. So I'm just finishing up the first row of the color change, and I'm going to go ahead and continue on until I have 20 rows of this color. So I just finished the very last row. This is row 40, and now I'll be working on getting the two colors together. So we have this panel going into this stitch here. I'm going to just slip stitch the first one, and then I'll be doing a single crochet row. And you want to make sure that they line up correctly. And I am going under both loops. Just to show you guys. And it will have an extra ribbing here. So it should match with the other ones. I will meet you back once I'm done with this row. So I'm just finishing up the row here, and I want to show you guys what I'm going to do to tie it off. Very last stitch should look something like this. So we'll be leaving a good amount of tail, so it wraps around about 3 times. I'm going to cut off this yarn here. And this is what I'll be using to tie the beanie at the top. So I'm going to use my yarn needle. And then I want to make sure I tie this end off. So I'm going to just put the yarn through the loop so it doesn't come undone, and tighten this. And then in order to close it, remember we're on the opposite side. So I'm just going to go in through the top. And it doesn't have to be exact. Let's go through it a few times. And then pull this through. And then keep going. I'm going to go ahead and pull this as tight as I can. So it should look like that. And then we're going to keep on just going into random spots to tie this together. And just go through here. And since this will be on the inside, it shouldn't matter too much. But you want to make sure that this stays put. Across. And either way, you shouldn't be able to tell too much, even if you flip this inside out, but it's pretty helpful to make sure you get this tied. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to pull this through to make a knot. And then I'll do another one over here. And make sure to pull through again. Through. And then I'll do another one in the same spot so that we can have a knot. Knot here, and then I'll do again in the same spot here. And then at this point you can just pull tight, and you can burn the ends if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the yarn here, flip it inside out, and we'll have our completed ribbed beanie. So here it is. You can see the top, you can't tell it's sewn in. And then you can just fold it over like that. And this is all done. So yeah, this is a completed beanie. Again, if you wanted to do just a simple one like this, it would be the exact same thing, except you wouldn't do a color change. But yeah, these are the ones that we have so far. These are really easy to make. I think it took me about an hour and a half to do one of these. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.